Hey everyone. Today I brought you an extremely thrilling and terrifying story, Whispering Shadows. This story will scare you and entertain you so much that you won't be able to take your eyes off the screen. Make sure to watch the full story and enjoy every moment. If you like this story, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Trust me, you're going to have an amazing experience watching this. Amina and Zain are a newly married couple who recently moved to the remote countryside in the USA. They rent an old, slightly eerie house standing alone on a tree-lined street. The exterior shows years of wear, peeling paint, rusty gates, and an overgrown garden. Local townspeople warn them. Townsperson, this house isn't safe. The previous tenants disappeared mysteriously. Amina is excited to explore, while Zain is cautious and skeptical. Inside, the wooden floors creak, chandeliers sway slightly, and corners are filled with dust and cobwebs. On their first evening, Amina notices a portrait where a figure seems unusually lifelike. When she blinks, the angle appears subtly changed. The night is eerily silent except for distant wind and occasional door creaks. Candlelight flickers and shadows on the walls create strange shapes. As they explore the upper floor, the bedroom door slowly opens, and a cold breeze brushes their faces. Amina insists they investigate further, while Zain wants to settle in quickly. Their small argument highlights their fear and curiosity. The atmosphere is tense and mysterious, setting the stage for the supernatural events to come. That night, Amina is alone in her bedroom when she hears faint whispering, seemingly calling her name. She nervously gets up to check the room. Lights flicker, and briefly in the mirror, the reflection of a pale woman's face appears, causing her heart to race. Zain enters the room, trying to calm her. Zain, Amina, it's probably just a shadow or the wind. Amina, no, Zain. I saw something real. Something's here. Suddenly, a cupboard creaks open, and a glass tumbles to the floor. Amina screams and rushes to Zain. Everything appears normal after turning the lights on, but the uneasy feeling lingers. Whispering returns, and the bedroom door slowly slams shut. Zain struggles to open it while Amina clings to him. A shadow flickers along the walls before vanishing. Both realize this is only the beginning. The house seems to be observing them. The next morning, Amina is in the kitchen making coffee when a cupboard door slowly opens, and glasses fall from the shelf. Zain enters carrying his laptop. A book slides off the bookshelf. Fridge doors open and close on their own. Curtains flutter randomly, and a chair moves slightly. Amina, this isn't normal, Zain. I can't ignore it anymore. Zain, I still think there's a logical explanation, but I'm with you. They investigate but find nothing wrong with the structure or wiring. Slowly, they understand an unseen presence is manipulating the environment. The couple's reactions, fear, disbelief, and tension, are highlighted through camera close-ups, while subtle background sounds amplify suspense. Amina examines an old family painting in the living room. A figure in the portrait subtly shifts. In a mirror, a pale, ghastly face briefly appears and vanishes. Amina, Zain, look. What is that? Zain, maybe it's just the light or a reflection. A sudden cold breeze brushes their faces, and the chandelier swings slightly. Their facial expressions convey fear and uncertainty. Both try to stay calm while realizing the house is far from ordinary. Amina and Zain decide to introduce themselves to their neighbor, Emily. She is slightly eccentric, her house is cluttered with old antiques, and her demeanor is mysterious. The moment she opens the door, Amina feels a chill. Emily speaks in a low, urgent tone. Emily, listen, seriously, leave that house. It's not safe. The people who lived there before, they vanished without a trace. Something ancient lives in that place. Amina, although scared, tries to reason. Amina, we've already moved in, we'll be careful. Emily, you can't be careful. You don't understand. Every night, it watches, it waits. Get out while you still can. Zain, ever the skeptic, brushes it off. Zain, it's just an old house, Emily. Maybe you're overreacting. Emily's shadow suddenly flickers across the window as she waves goodbye, lingering for a moment in the dim light. The couple exchanges worried glances. That night, mist curls around the empty street outside. The distant hoot of an owl, the flickering lamp on Emily's porch, and the rustle of leaves all create an unnerving atmosphere. Amina keeps checking the windows, convinced that someone, or something, is observing them. Later, as they prepare for bed, they notice that the front door, which they had locked securely, is slightly ajar. Neither of them remembers opening it. Amina whispers, "Amina, Emily, was she really just warning us? Or is she part of this?" Zain, "I don't know, but something feels wrong." The tension is thick. Every creak, shadow, and flicker of light makes them hyper-aware. Their fear is palpable, and they can't shake the feeling that they are being watched. Emily's warning has left them uneasy, and the atmosphere of paranoia is now permanently anchored in the house. The couple sleeps cautiously, unsure what tomorrow will bring. Night falls. Amina and Zain are in bed, trying to ignore the eerie atmosphere. Suddenly, the lights flicker, plunging the room into darkness. A faint whispering echoes through the hallway, soft, insidious, almost calling Amina's name. She sits upright, trembling. The temperature drops sharply. Their breath becomes visible in the icy air. Zain grabs a flashlight and whispers, "Zain, it's probably just the wind. Stay close to me." Amina, "No. I feel it. It's here watching us." The bedroom door creaks and slowly opens. Objects in the room begin to move. A glass slides off the table, a chair tips over, and books fall from the shelf. A pale, distorted woman briefly appears in the hallway, her eyes hollow, her movements jerky and unnatural. Amina screams and hides behind Zain. "Amina, she's there. Right there." Zain, "Keep calm. Don't let her see us panic." They lock themselves in the bedroom as the entity circles outside. The sound of metal scraping across the floor, distant footsteps, and whispers in an unintelligible language fill the air. The entity taps on the walls and windows intermittently, keeping them on edge. Every shadow seems alive, every sound amplified. Minutes pass like hours. Just when they think it's gone, a soft whisper right behind them makes Amina spin around. Nothing is there. The entity's presence lingers, leaving a suffocating tension. They cling to each other, hearts pounding, knowing this is far from over. This night sets the tone for the escalating horror. The next morning, Amina, still shaken, searches through her phone and old papers left in the house. Written in faded ink, chilling messages appear. Message 1, "Leave now or die." Message 2, "You are next." Her hands shake as she shows them to Zain. For the first time, Zain's skepticism falters. The reality of the supernatural threat hits them. They scan the room. Nothing seems out of place, but the dread is overwhelming. "Amina, it's not just the house. It knows we're here." Zain, "We need a plan. We can't just wait for it to come for us." They decide to document every strange occurrence, taking photos and notes. Every creak, shadow, and whisper is recorded. Even the act of moving objects or flickering lights feels deliberate, as if the entity is communicating. The couple feels their sanity fraying. Amina cries, and Zain tries to maintain control, but the fear is mutual. That evening, the shadows grow darker and stretch longer across the walls. Doors slam unexpectedly, and cold spots appear in random corners. The messages make it clear they are being watched and targeted. They realize survival depends on understanding the rules of this haunted house and anticipating the entity's next move. Night descends again. This time, the entity fully reveals itself. A pale woman with hollow eyes, her body unnaturally contorted. She moves silently, but with purpose. The couple is trapped in the hallway. "Amina, Zain, she's always behind us. We can't escape her." Zain, "Stay calm. Stick together. We have to survive." The entity slowly advances, occasionally disappearing and reappearing around corners. Shadows stretch unnaturally, and the sound of whispers grows louder. Doors slam, chandeliers sway, and the floorboards creak under invisible pressure. Every step the couple takes, the entity anticipates. They corner themselves in a side room. Zain tries to block the door, while Amina shivers in fear. A distant laugh, distorted and inhuman, echoes through the house. The confrontation is psychological as much as physical. The entity toys with them, testing their resolve. Every heartbeat is amplified as they prepare for the fight of their lives. Desperate, The couple attempts escape. Doors that were unlocked before now refuse to budge. Windows slam shut on their own. They race through the hallways, dodging flying objects and narrow misses with the entity appearing in multiple places simultaneously. Zain, Amina, follow me. Don't stop. Amina, I'm right behind you. Hurry. The house seems to bend reality. Walls and hallways appear longer than before. Objects fall in their path as if pushed by unseen hands. The entity's distorted laughter echoes, adding to their panic. Adrenaline and terror drive them forward. They eventually find a weakly open side door leading to the backyard. Gasping for breath, covered in scratches and bruises, they stumble into the night. The chase is intense, cinematic, and leaves the audience on edge. The couple reaches the yard, mist curling around them, cold air biting their faces. They embrace, exhausted and trembling. Amina glances back at the house. Amina, we made it. But this house, it's something else. Zain, yes, and we'll never forget it. A pale figure briefly appears in a window before vanishing completely. The open-ended conclusion leaves suspense lingering, as the couple escapes physically, but the psychological terror remains. Shadows twist and wind whispers as they walk away slowly.